A very pleasant good evening to all of you out there, wherever you may be. We will be broadcasting tonight the game between the St. Louis Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Today's game is at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, and you will recognize one of the starting pitchers, Paul Skenes, superstar rookie, will be starting tonight for Pittsburgh. He has a 1.90 ERA, and he's 6-0 on the season. He started 11 games, so this will be his 12th game, our 12th start of the season. And he has struck out 89 in just 66 and 1/3 innings. Now, he has faced the Cardinals before, back on June 11th. He pitched 6 and 1/3 innings. He gave up no runs. Pittsburgh won that game 2-1, but all of that scoring came in the 9th inning. Paul Skenes, as I said, gave up 0 earned runs that game. The Cardinals batted .217 against him. He gave up 5 hits, but he struck out 8 again in only 6 and 1/3 innings. Paul Skenes, as you know, is one of the top rookies, probably going to win Rookie of the Year as long as he doesn't get hurt or something unforeseen happens. He was born in Fullerton, California in 2002. He went to El Toro High School, where he had a GPA of, get this, I got to find out what it was out of, what the highest margin was, but a 4.76. So I don't know if it was out of a 4 scale or a 5 scale, but either way, he's got brains to go along with that brawn. Now, in high school and in college early on, he actually was a two-way player, meaning he played both the field and he pitched. Now, in high school, he was a pitcher, a catcher, a first baseman, and a third baseman. He went on to Air Force for 2 seasons. He left after his sophomore season and joined LSU, where last year LSU, the team, won the NCAA championship, and Paul Skenes was named Outstanding Player of the Tournament. We are getting ready for the first pitch here. Skenes started the season with the Indianapolis Indians, AAA club of the Pirates, and he was promoted on May 11th, 2024. So tonight's ball game, again, Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let me go to the Cardinals lineup. Batting first will be Alec Burleson. He's the DH. He's batting .293 on the year. He'll be followed by Wilson Contreras, batting .280 on the year. Then Brendan Donovan playing left field, batting .272. If anybody gets on, Nolan Arenado will be batting fourth, followed by Lars Nootbaar and playing right field. I think I forgot to say Wilson Contreras as the catcher. Nolan Arenado, as you probably know, is the third baseman. Now, getting back to Paul Skenes, again, he is from California. He throws his 4-seam fastball about 38% of the time, his sinker 31% of the time. So we'll be seeing a lot of those, slider and curve somewhere in the teens, 11, 16%. So we'll be seeing a lot of 4-seam, a lot of slider. And the first batter for the Cardinals, as I mentioned, will be Mason Wynn. I think I missed it. It'll be Mason Wynn, followed by Alec Burleson, Wilson Contreras. If anybody gets on, then Brendan Donovan, then Nolan Arenado. Mason Wynn is a rookie. He is a shortstop. He's batting .284 on the season. And he has, I'm just looking it up real quick. He has 5 home runs, 33 runs batted in, and he struck out 70 times and walked 26. So not a great ratio of strikeout to walks. Skenes getting a few more in before the start of the game. As I mentioned just a second ago, the Pirates are, by all analytics or AI or whoever the matchup predictor here on ESPN that I'm looking at but don't have on the screen, they are 61% They have a 61% chance of winning this game. The Cardinals just 38.6% chance. But obviously, all of that moves once the game starts and runs are scored. So Mason Wynn at the plate. First pitch of the night coming up right now. Skenes gets ready, sets, throws, strike right down the middle. Mason Wynn took that pitch. No problem there. He's looking good so far. That was right down the middle. I missed how quickly how fast it was, but I know it was fast. Next pitch, outside and low. It was 97 miles an hour, four-seam fastball. So the count is 1-1 to Mason Wynn here in the top of the first. PNC Ballpark, where they're playing tonight. Beautiful ballpark. Has all of the great structures, the yellow bridges leading up to the ballpark, and the great Roberto Clemente statue out front. Skenes is set. Wynn is ready. The pitch. It is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker up the middle. Second baseman gets it. Throws the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. 1 out. Mason Wynn is retired on what looks to be a 4-3 put out. Went up the middle. Skenes could not get it. It was a bounding ball. It was like it hit pavement the way it bounded over his head. Gonzalez playing short and more up the middle than normal. Throws it to the first baseman. Tellez gets the outs. Now we have Alec Burleson batting from the left side. He swings, hits it to the shortstop. It was a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. And we have 2 outs that quickly here on what I believe is probably 4 pitches by Skenes so far here in the first. And just to let you know, Andrew McCutchen tonight will be the DH for the Pirates, and the DH for the Cardinals is none other than Alec Burleson, the batter currently Wilson Contreras is at the plate, the player who just got out. Wilson Contreras takes a ball low, but it was called a strike, 99 miles an hour, 0-1 with 2 outs, top of the first. Skenes so far looking great. 5 pitches on the night. Throws and up high, but it goes 100 miles an hour, 4-seamer. So he's touching 3 digits tonight already. 3 digits, 6 pitches. It's 0-2. Contreras was taking the whole way on that pitch. Skenes throws. It's up high. Contreras gets out of the way. It's 1-2 now with 2 outs, top of the first. Skenes pitching. He just hit 100 2 pitches ago on the radar. And we have the 4th pitch of the at-bat, 7th pitch tonight for Skenes. 1-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Nope, he fouled it off. Okay, sorry, I don't have the volume on, so I don't know automatically. It was a foul. He's still in there 1-2, so he gets his mulligan. He is continuing to bat here. Wilson Contreras, who is batting. Wilson Contreras is batting 280 with 11 home runs and 26 RBIs on the season. Skenes pitches. It is up high, out of the zone. It's a 96 mile an hour, and he struck him out. He fanned him like a ceiling fan. Nobody was touched on that one. Hello, Footballer Nick. Glad to have you on board. Footballer Nick is out of the country. I'm not going to dox him and say where he's at, but he is out of the country. So hopefully he's having one heck of a great time, and I'm glad I did not send his package yet. I'll wait a little while till he gets back. I know he will be back around his birthday. I believe I know what day that is in August. It is between the 2nd and the 4th of August, so I'll be looking forward to that. And as you may expect, we have a break in the action. Footballer Nick has won back-to-back months, participated in the most videos. He's been part of the chat, put him down. We had contests in May and June. He won both of those. July, I can send it, Footballer Nick. Okay, I'll try to get it out tomorrow then. That won't be a problem. All right, I'll be sending you what you get. While I'm at it, before I forget, tomorrow night on HBO at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and I think it repeats on HBO. There's a great documentary. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. It's about Pete Rose. It's called Charlie Hustle and the Matter of Pete Rose. Now, it's a 4-part series. The first part, obviously, being tomorrow. I'm assuming it's 4 Wednesdays in a row or something like that. We're going to be talking about that on some of our live streams. So if you have any homework tonight, it's to watch the Pete Rose documentary starting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern on HBO. I will send the cards. All right, great. Thanks, Footballer Nick. All right, Lance Lynn now the pitcher for the Cardinals in the bottom of the first. Lance Lynn is 5-4 with a 4.39 ERA. He has struck out 92 but walked 37. Skenes, on the other hand, has struck out 89 and walked only 13. Here's the first pitch to famous Pittsburgh Pirate Andrew McCutchen. It's a 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour. Not quite the numbers that Skenes was touching in the first part of this inning. Next pitch, ground ball 2, shortstop Mason Wynn. He throws the Goldschmidt and pulls Goldschmidt off the bag, but he makes the tag on Andrew McCutchen. We have 1 out, and so far Lynn is fairly efficient. 2 pitches on the night. I think they're both strikes, technically. 1 swinging and 1 taking. The next batter up is Brian Reynolds, who has 18 homers and batting .288 on the season. He has 61 RBIs. He's batting from the left side of the plate. And Lynn pitches. It is up high, ball 1. Very high, much out of the strike zone. Very good eye on Reynolds not to be fooled on that pitch. Again, sometimes I have to look at the radar gun as soon as I can because they only put it up for a second. That was a 4-seamer, 93 miles an hour, went down the right field foul line inside, I guess, fair territory, if you will, but it was foul. So the count is 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Next pitch by Lynn. It is a swing and a foul. That'll make it 1 ball, 2 strikes. He sent that just a little bit down the third base line and out of play. All right, Footballer Nick, thanks. Good luck on the Cardinals. He fouls it back. That is, Brian Reynolds fouls it back. And that'll be his mulligan. He is the count right now, 1-2. Lance Lynn pitching. Hi, Zoe Geiser. Glad to have you on board. Lance Lynn pitching 1-2 the count to Brian Reynolds. The payoff pitch gets by second baseman into the outfield. A diving Nolan Gorman couldn't get it, and it's a single and the first hit of the night for Brian Reynolds, for either team, actually. Brian Reynolds gets the first hit of the night. Lars Nootbaar throws the ball into the infield. Up now for the Pirates is O'Neal Cruz, the shortstop. He's batting .252 with 15 home runs and 51 RBIs and 9 stolen bases. So he's a threat when he gets on. Here's the pitch from Lynn. It is a strike called in the lower part of the zone, but inside lower part. And here we go. Lance Lynn checking on the runner. He is set, and he throws inside, 95-mile-an-hour 4-seamer. So he's dialing up a bit. He's going from 93 to 95 miles an hour. He is definitely dialing it up just a little bit. Okay, next pitch by Lynn. Swing and a pop-up, and it looks like Arenado makes the play in foul territory. So that'll make it 2 outs with a runner on first. The runner is Brian Reynolds, and that will bring up Nick Gonzalez, second baseman for the Pirates. He has 5 homers, 38 RBIs. He's batting .263. But they have a runner on first, 2 outs. Lynn now, 11th pitch of the game for Lynn, is outside, 95-mile-an-hour 4-seamer. He continues to dial it up. Gonzalez, a right-handed batting second baseman. And Lynn is set. He checks on the runner, and he's going to pitch. That is up high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and a runner on first for the Pirates. Gonzalez, the second baseman, is ready. Lynn is looking in. He throws, swing, and it's a pop fly. Going back is center fielder Mile Ciani, and he makes the catch in the warning track right against the fence. And then we'll close out the first inning. Paul Skenes will be back to pitch here in the top of the second. And in the top of the second, we'll have Brendan Donovan, Nolan Arenado, Lars Nootbaar, and if anybody gets on, Paul Goldschmidt. Okay, again, in between innings here, I just want to bring up the fact that I am recommending that we all try to watch the Charlie Hustle and the Manner of Pete Rose documentary that's on HBO starting tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and then I think it repeats in 2 hours for the West Coast. It's a 4-part documentary. It looks really good. It's not going to gloss over any of the bad stuff. It's going to talk about him betting. It's going to talk about all the crazy things he did and all the great things he did as a player. I mean, you're talking about a 3-time world champion, multiple-time MVP, first baseman, champion. He might have played third base for the Reds when they won in the 70s, but in 1980 with the Phillies, he was the first baseman brought over. Then he went to the Expos for a short period of time and then became the player manager of the Reds when he was forced out of baseball. The Cardinals are 52-48 on the season, 26-26 away. The Pirates are 51-49 on the season, 25-25 at home. So very close sort of statistics. The projector for who would win this game, it's still at 61% in favor of the Pirates. I'm trying to see if there are any more information that I can go over. Preview. Let's see what it says here. Okay, Brendan Donovan is up. He has 101 hits on the season. First pitch from Skenes to start the second inning. Up high, swinging a foul back, out of play. Brendan Donovan is hitting .272 on the season. The next pitch from Skenes. He is set, he checks, he throws. It's outside and low, 94 mile an hour, sinker. Next pitch from Skenes. My streaming went a little wonky. I think it was a called strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out, top of the second. Paul Skenes pitching for the Pirates. Brendan Donovan up for the Cardinals. Next pitch by Skenes. Outside and low. Donovan goes for it and fouls it off. So he'll be getting his mulligan. We have a 1 hit on the night so far by the Pirates' Brian Reynolds. That was in the bottom of the first. All right, next pitch. 1-2 the count from Skenes to Brendan Donovan. He's hits it down to the second baseman, throws the first, and we have 1 out. So Nick Gonzalez fielded it going to his left, through to Rowdy Tellez, and we have 1 out here in the second inning. Paul Skenes changing or retying his left shoe right now after that play. He had to, he charged over to cover first base. So we'll see here what happens. He likes to put his chain in his mouth sometimes, which is kind of a odd thing, but I know that he's somewhat superstitious. He's one of those pitchers that jumps over the inbound lines, third baseline, in most of the videos, so he doesn't want to have any bad luck come to him. Now up for the Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, their third baseman. He's batting .264 on the season. And I must be lagging a little bit because it looks like ESPN is saying there's 2 outs, but I have on TV that there's only 1 out. The count is 0-1 to Arenado. And he takes outside. It is 1-1, the count to Arenado. Arenado, again, third baseman for the Cardinals, a defensive specialist and good offensive numbers. Skenes throws. Arenado hits it up the middle or right center again to Gonzalez, who throws to Tellez for out number 2. So now I think we're all caught up here. Lars Nootbaar, batting .238, the right fielder for the Cardinals, is the next player. He's batting .239 with 7 home runs and 21 RBIs. He has been nursing a home run, or he's been nursing an injury for most of the season. Skenes, this will be his 18th pitch of the game. And it is a swing and a fair ball to the first baseman, fields it cleanly, steps on the bag, and we go to the bottom of the second inning with everything knotted up at all zeros, and we only have 1 hit. Cardinals so far through 2 at-bats, and should I say this or should I not? Some of the Pittsburgh fans would probably hate me for it, but Lars Nootbaar, as I always joke with my son, has a no-hitter going. Actually, I think has a perfect game going. No one has reached base. No errors have been made by either team. All right. As I said earlier, Paul Skenes was born in Fullerton, California. He attended El Toro High School. He had a GPA of 4.76. I'd like to know what that's out of, whether it's a 5 or a 4. He did play 2 ways. Besides pitching, he was a catcher, first baseman, and third baseman. And even when he was at, I believe, LSU, he won an award for the best 2-way player in the country. So he can pitch, and he could probably be Shohei Ohtani, although I have a feeling that his pitching outweighs his batting, at least at this point in his career. Again, he started the season with AAA Indianapolis Indians for Pittsburgh and was called up on May 11th. This is his 12th start of the season. He has played in, now 12 games, and he started all of them. And not including tonight, he is 6-0. So he's had 5 no decisions. One of those no decisions was with the Cardinals back on June 11th, where he pitched 6 1/3 innings. He struck out 8 Cardinals. The Cardinals got 5 hits on him. The Cardinals batted .217 and had 0 earned runs on Paul Skenes. He did not get the decision because all the runs were scored in the 9th, and Pittsburgh won 2-1. Now Lance Lynn comes up, and he is pitching here in the bottom of the 2nd, and he will be looking at Joshua Palacios. Nope, he'll be looking at Rowdy Tellez, then Joshua Palacios. First pitch to Tellez is low and inside, ball 1. That was a 94-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. Tellez bats from the left side of the plate. He's the first baseman for Pittsburgh. He's batting .246 on the season. Next pitch is low. It might have hit the zone, but it's called a ball, and it's 2-0 to Tellez. Lynn has 15 pitches on the game so far, and here comes 16. Tellez, another low pitch. It's 3-0 to Tellez. I get the feeling that he's going to walk. Tellez up 3-0, no outs, bottom of the 2nd, and he walked him. An inside low pitch. Tellez had to get out of the way. He'll be going down to first. So 1 on, nobody out, bottom of the 2nd for the Pirates. That brings up Joshua Palacios. Joshua Palacios, who is the right fielder for Pittsburgh, and he is batting .250 on the season. He bats from the left side, and Lynn has 17 pitches. His 18th is a fly ball to right field. Lars Nootbaar is under it. He catches it. The runner does not advance, and he goes back to first. Lars Nootbaar caught that on a fly out. So we have 1 on, 1 out. bottom of the second for Pittsburgh. They're batting. Next player is Jared Triolo with 1 out and 1 on. He's batting .205 with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. So not a lot of great batting averages in this game. He lofts a fly ball to left, easily handled by Brendan Donovan. He throws in, runner does not advance. So now we have 2 outs in just 2 pitches by Lance Lynn of the Cardinals. And we still have a runner on. We have Tellez, their first baseman, on at first. So he really hasn't moved too far from the plate. It's a shame it's like not in the 30s. If he gets out, if the third out's here, he would just have his glove. He wouldn't even have to go in and do anything because they used to leave their gloves in the field. Lance Lynn pitches, and it is a called strike 1 on Zawinski, the center fielder, Jack Zawinski, who's batting a 183. Hopefully he can get that up, but not tonight. And that's a ball that just caught the inside corner. So it's 0-2 with 2 outs, runner on first. Lance Lynn pitching. Jack Zawinski batting 183 on the season. 2 outs again, 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Lynn. It's up high. He hammers it to left field over Mason Wynn, the shortstop of the Cardinals, and out to left field. He gets a single. So we have runners on first and second. Zawinski does improve his batting average. He is 1 for 1 tonight, obviously because it's only the second inning, but he gets to first. Tellez moves on to second. So we have 2 on, 2 outs. We have Yasmani Grandal batting 182. Grandal, I'm batting 182 from the left side of the plate. First pitch is caught the corner, but called a ball. 1-0, 2 on, 2 out. Runners on first and second. Tellez on at second. Zawinski on at first. Lance Lynn of the Cardinals pitching. And here comes the pitch to the catcher for the Pirates. It is inside high, or inside, 95 four-seamer for ball 2. 2-0 to Yasmani Grandal. Grandal. 2 on, 2 outs. Lance Lynn pitching. He checks on the runners and throws low, but it's called a strike. It just caught the lower part of the zone. So we have 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 out. Lance Lynn pitching. He just caught the bottom of the strike zone. Like I said, 95 miles an hour. So it was his four-seamer. Behind the plate tonight is Jim Wolf, the umpire. And we have a swing and a foul back for Grandal. The count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Tellez on at second. Zawinski, the center fielder for the Pirates, on at first after his single. And we have Yasmani Grandal on at bat right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside, 95 miles an hour, four-seamer, full count. Runners will be going with 2 outs, 3-2, 2 on, first and second. Andrew McCutcheon on deck. Grandal batting. The pitch. He swings off the pitcher's leg to Arenado and nothing doing. Basically, what looks to be an infield single. It hit off Lynn's leg. Arenado was playing off of third base. He got the ground ball, or the slow rolling ball, after it hit Lynn, and had nothing to do with it, couldn't do anything with it. And so all runners are safe. I'm sure they'll score that a hit, and they did. And that brings up Andrew McCutcheon. Pitching coach comes out to talk with Lynn. Lynn with runners in scoring position. The opponent's batting average is .263. Maybe a little too good. A little too good at that point. So, but Lynn has 28 pitches on the night. And he's laboring just a little bit here in the bottom of the second with the bases loaded, and fan favorite Andrew McCutchen up to bat. All right. Again, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Andrew McCutchen, Pittsburgh Pirate, one of their all-time favorites there. First pitch to McCutchen. Lynn checks on the runners, the lead runner at third, and throws. Up high, ball one, 1-0. McCutchen is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first inning to shortstop Mason Wynn. 1-0 the count with the bases loaded and 2 outs for the Pirates. Throws, strike. McCutchen was looking the whole way, didn't swing the bat. He played statue there. So we have bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-1 the count. Lynn pitching. This will be his 31st pitch of the game. He throws, it's up high, and it's called a strike. It caught just the high part of the zone. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Pittsburgh fan favorite, Andrew McCutchen, who honestly, it seems like he has been around forever. He played a couple of years in Philly after he initially left the Pirates. The pitch low and away, so that's going to even things at 2-2. Catcher Wilson Contreras made sure not to let the ball get past him. Otherwise, that would have allowed at least 1 run. So Lynn here, ready for his 33rd pitch of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and throws. Outside and away again. It's a full count with 2 outs, bases loaded. All the runners will be moving on this pitch. So he's got to make this one count. This is the pitch that counts. Andrew McCutchen at the plate from the right side with the bases loaded. 3-2 count. Here we go. The pitch, swing and a pop fly. Short center field. The second baseman comes out, but he's called off by Michael Ciani, and that is the 3rd out of the bottom of the second. And we're going to move here to the 3rd inning. Paul Skenes will be out once again to join us. Or not to join me, but to pitch. All right, while we're at it, let's talk about Mr. Paul Skenes while we're in between innings here. Let's see. Skenes went to LSU. He pitched for LSU with the SEC. He won the Dick Hauser Trophy and the National Pitcher of the Year his junior year. And last year, he was voted the most outstanding player of the NCAA baseball tournament. His team, the LSU Tigers, won the tournament, so he's a national champion. I'm sure he'll be a World Series champion at some point. He did start out his college career with the United States Navy. He spent 2 years with them. As I said, he was born in 2002. He's from Fullerton, California, or he was born in Fullerton, California. His dad worked for a pharmaceuticals company, and his mom was basically I think she took care of him. And I think that I'm trying to see if he has any siblings. I don't think it says in my notes, but his mom, Karen, was the one probably running him to all the baseball games, making sure he was there on time and making sure he was at school and helping him probably make sure that he could get his study time so he could get a 4.76 in high school. All right. For the Cardinals right now, we have up to the plate against Paul Skenes. We have Paul Goldschmidt, the first baseman for the Cardinals. Now, there has been some talk that Paul might be traded. However, with the Yankees solidifying their first baseman, I don't know. He takes a strike 98-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. 0-1 to count here, and top of the third to Paul Goldschmidt. The next pitch from Skenes is another strike. Just caught the outside corner. It's 0-2 to Paul Goldschmidt. And boy, I hope that he catches a little bit of lightning here. I think the next time I do a game, I might actually put it on the shorts live stream, because it doesn't look like I'm getting as many people here tonight. So next pitch is outside. That makes it 1-2 with nobody out. Top of the third. That was a slider from Paul Skenes. Goldschmidt's betting a paltry 228 on the season. He was an MVP, just 2 years ago, I think. Next pitch outside at 100 miles an hour. That was a four-seam fastball. Goldschmidt sort of smiles at that one. I don't know if he was looking at his coach or smiling back at that pitch. It's 2-2 to Goldschmidt, Cardinals first baseman. Skenes still on the hill, obviously. Throws and is swing and a miss. Just like a ceiling fan. Swing and a miss by Goldschmidt. Swinging K by Goldschmidt there. That might be the first strikeout for Goldschmidt today. I'll have to look into that, maybe between innings. Nope, he has two Ks. Okay, 2 Ks. All right. Next up for the Cardinals, Nolan Gorman. He hits it to the second baseman, throws first baseman's off the bag, and it looks like it's going to go down and let me look at this. They're going to give him a hit on that. Nolan Gorman, as I say to my son, breaks up the no-hitter in the third inning. Nick Gonzalez dives to stop the ball, throws immediately to first, but it's not a good throw. The first baseman, it takes the first baseman off the bag, and Nolan Gorman is safe at first. Skenes now to Michael Ciani, who's batting .235 on the season. He swings and misses on a 99 mile an hour, I'm assuming four-seam fastball, because that's what he's getting up at that speed right now. That's what Skenes is doing. All right. Skenes checks on the runner at first. Ciani ready to hit. Skenes throws. It's way outside. 84 mile an hour slider. So the count is 1-1 with one out and a runner, Nolan Gorman, on at first. Ciani is the center fielder tonight for the Cardinals. The pitch up high. He takes up high. It's 2-1 to Ciani, who's not much of a hitter at .235. Skenes has just 27 pitches so far through 2 1/3. Here's the pitch from Skenes to Ciani. It's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count here. I wonder if Ciani, with his .235 batting average, will have the go light with a runner on at first, trying to avoid, obviously, the double play. Skenes sets and throws. Swing and a miss. That makes it 3-2, just like a ceiling fan. 3-2 to Ciani. So 3-2, 1 out. Not necessarily the time for Gorman to be running, but could be. Ciani at the plate with a full count, 1 out, runner on first. Paul Skenes is set and throws. It's a swing and a foul ball down the third base line on the left-handed hitting Ciani. So he'll get his mulligan and he'll do it again. Full count on Ciani with a runner on at first. 0-0 in the top of the third here. He throws and it's a foul back off the catcher, a little nubber back to the catcher. So he gets another mulligan, this time not as far, but they'll take that out of play since it hit the dirt. They'll put a little sticker on it and you'll be able to authenticate it or look at it on MLB and they'll be selling that for $30 probably. All right, Skenes ready to throw. He throws over to first, and Gorman gets back. Pretty easy play there with Siani at the plate. And we're going to do this again. It's the top of the third, 1 out, 0-0 the score. I know hopefully everything is updating now. We have some updates. Or is this page even refreshed? Let's refresh this page, right? Oh boy. How do you refresh this? I didn't even realize it needs to be refreshed. Let me go out, come back in. All right, now I refresh it. I'm sorry about that. Miami's beating Baltimore 2-1. The pitch. Swinging another foul on Siani. There's a delayed start in Atlanta between Cincinnati and Atlanta. Bottom of the first, 2 out, 0-0. Tampa Bay at Toronto. Top of the third, Detroit, Cleveland, 0-0 with 1 out. Bottom of the third, San Diego at Washington. We'll be giving you more scores as they come about. Here's a pitch from Skenes to Siani. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Skenes. Just took something off and pulled the string. Now it's 2 outs with Nolan Gorman on at first. What did I do with that? All right. Let me just get these. I didn't realize that I had to. I wonder if there's a way to keep this updated. Shoot. I thought that these would be live. Next batter hits it to the third baseman and throws on to second to get the lead runner, and that ends the third. That was Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded into a fielder's choice to the third baseman who threw on to second. So we're going to move to the bottom of the third. And is there a way to get live? How do you do this live? All right, I'm just working my scoreboard here because I'm a little annoyed that it did not update. All right, good. So we get an update, but this is so goofy. How do I get this? Alerts. I don't care about alerts. Players. Games. I don't like the fact that I have to toggle back and forth and I don't get... Oh, this is going to be interesting. I might even shut this off because it's giving a leading... We're off a little bit between my streaming and the actual plays of the game, it looks like. So I apologize for that in advance if you're live on any of this. Looks like Brian Reynolds will be leading off for the Pirates in the bottom of the third. Reynolds singled to right on his first at bat in the first inning, but he was stranded. Brian Reynolds is batting .290 on the season. And he has, let me see here. He has 18 home runs on 61 RBIs. He's walked 36 times and struck out already 94. So he'll probably be hitting 3 digits then sometime in the next 2 weeks, next week. I know he doesn't want to, but he will be. All right. Reynolds up the bat. First pitch from Lynn. It's off the pitcher again to the third baseman. Arenado throws, and he just gets Reynolds at first. The ball hit Lynn again, like in his hip. Arenado barehanded it, threw to first, got the runner. So we have 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Not much really going on. It's a 0-0 game. Not quite what we're looking for. Right now in Miami leads 4-1 against Baltimore, bottom of the second with 1 out. So they put up, at least another run or two. Pitch from Lynn way outside to O'Neill Cruz, way outside. O'Neill Cruz fouled out to third his last time up. Next pitch, it's a strike called. It's 1-1 to O'Neill Cruz with one out, nobody on. Lance Lynn has thrown 37 pitches. This will be his 38th of the game. Here it is. It's outside, ball 2. He did not go around. They appealed. He did not go around. It's 2 balls, 1 strike, bottom of the third to O'Neill Cruz. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Is it staying in play? Catcher's under it. Arenado catches it, calls him off and catches it. So twice, I believe, O'Neill Cruz fouled out the third, and he fouled out the third. So we have 2 outs, nobody on. This is Lance Lynn's most efficient innings so far. No one has reached base. He's pitched 39 pitches. And we have Nick Gonzalez up at the plate. Last time he flied out to center. He swings and fouls it back. 87-mile-an-hour cutter from Lynn to Nick Gonzalez. Again, Gonzalez flied out to center. He's batting .262 on the season. And here's the pitch from Lynn. Up high, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on for Lynn. Let's see. Cleveland has scored. It's the bottom of the third. Cleveland's up on Detroit 1-0. Next pitch in the strike zone. That is a strike. That makes it 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lynn has 42 pitches so far. So we have 2 scores so far in the other games going on. Miami up 4-1, Cleveland up 1-0. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Swing and a foul ball out of play down the right field line. That's his mulligan. He'll be doing it again. Let's see. Cleveland, bottom of the third. They're winning 1-0. Says nobody out, so that they could be having a big inning here. Lance Lynn, 2-pitch. Swing and foul down the left field line. Again, another mulligan. Boy, that would be great if I could have that many mulligans in golf. Miami, bottom of the second. They're the home team. They're up 4-1 against Baltimore with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. More games later tonight. There was a day game, I believe today. Swinging another foul for Gonzalez. There was a game earlier. Was it the Yankees? I think it was. I think the Yankees won. All right. Gonzalez up. And I'll give more details on that game in between innings here. Next pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And we move on to the 4th inning. That is the first strikeout for Lynn. He's pitched 3 innings. His ERA has gone down to a 4.26 ERA. And we'll be coming up with what looks to be, I believe it's Burleson, Contreras, and Donovan for the Cardinals. Earlier today, as I spoke about, let me get this game. Where is it? I know they played. Darn it. Huh. That's weird. Okay. I thought the Yankees played. Let's see. I'm trying to get more match plays for you. Let's see what we have here. Score rejected between innings after getting heated 19 hours ago. That was yesterday. Let's see. New York Yankees are brushing off. Oh, well, I could be wrong about that. All right. No, I guess that was yesterday. The Yankees are playing the Mets right now, though. So I don't know what I was thinking. I apologize for that. I've been going through so many numbers and things tonight. All right. So Paul Skenes on the hill for the Pirates. Alec Burleson swings and fouls off a four-seam fastball that was clocked at 98 miles an hour. And he takes ball one. It's 1-1. Nobody out, nobody on. Paul Skenes pitching for the Pirates. It seems like I'm getting a little distracted here, which is probably not cool. I need to be undistracted. All right, next pitch from Skenes to Burleson is a strike called. It's 1-2. He was not hitting that one. He wasn't going to swing at that one. It's 1-2 with nobody out to Alec Burleson, who's 0-1 so far tonight. All right, the pitch, 1-2 count from Skenes to Burleson is low and away. That evens things up at 1-1. All right, Burleson grounded out the shortstop his last time up. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Burleson. No outs in the top of the fourth. He swings, and it's a pop fly to left field. And Brian Reynolds is under it and catches it for the first out of the inning. All right, that'll bring up Wilson Contreras, who earlier tonight struck out swinging. So he was, I believe, the first strikeout for Skenes. Skenes has 3 strikeouts. Lynn, Cardinals pitcher, has 1 strikeout. And it is a hit right to the shortstop and throws. And he is out at first. Wilson Contreras grounded to shortstop. That is second out of the inning. That brings up Brendan Donovan, who in the second inning grounded out to second base. He's batting .271 on the season. The pitch from Skenes is outside, 93 mile an hour sinker from Skenes to Brendan Donovan. And Skenes sets and throws. Up high, it is called a ball. So it's 2 balls, no strikes. We are in the top of the fourth. It's 0-0, Pirates and Cardinals. Paul Skenes pitches to Brendan Donovan. It is a foul ball. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. As Skenes gets set to pitch to Brendan Donovan with nobody on base here in the top of the fourth. The pitch, Donovan hits it to left center. Center fielder Jack Sawinski comes over and makes the catch for the third out of the top of the fourth. We move now to the bottom of the fourth, where we will have, I'm trying to look up who will be batting. Oh boy, I didn't see. All right. Well, that's no fun. Okay, I did not see that graphic, but Paul Skenes, just so you know, is 6'6". He's listed at 235 pounds. He dates the influencer gymnast from LSU, Livy Dunn, who has millions of followers and actually made security a big deal in college gymnastics 2 or 3 years ago. So kind of 2 famous people. I know she's been interviewed a lot Major League Baseball is trying to make her the Taylor Swift of Major League Baseball, but I don't think she has the household name that Taylor Swift does. But they're trying. They get a lot of interviews with her, and they do a lot of interviews even when the game's not going on, talking about what she's done. I've seen things online, what she's done for his first All-Star appearance, and obviously he started the All-Star game, so that was a big deal. Just to recap last night, the Pirates beat the Cardinals 2-1. And it looks like the Pirates scored in the third. The Cardinals tied it up in the fifth. And then in the eighth, the Pirates moved ahead and held on to a 2-1 win. Cardinals 1 run on 7 hits. Pittsburgh 2 runs on 8 hits. Neither team had an error. The save was by Bednar. He pitched 1 inning. He gave up 0 runs, obviously. He struck out 1, and he gave up 1 hit. The losing pitcher was King. The winning pitcher was Chapman. He pitched 1 inning, and he had 1 strikeout. Lance Lynn for the bottom of the fourth, first pitch, up high and outside, ball 1. So the winning pitcher was former great closer, Aroldis Chapman, who now looks to be a setup man last night for the Pirates. Lynn's second pitch, another high ball. So the count is 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, nobody on. Tellez at the plate. Tellez walked his first time up. He takes a strike, so it's now 2 balls, 1 strike from Lance Lynn to Rowdy Tellez, the first baseman of the Pirates. The pitch from Lynn is a swing and a miss. Low, might not have hit the strike zone, but it was 84 miles an hour. He pulled the string on that one and evens things up at 2-2, the count here in the bottom of the fourth. We have a 0-0 game. And he swings and misses. Nope, he must have got a piece of it. I don't have the sound on, so I'm just watching the game. The catcher got the ball, but it must have been, I think, a foul, actually. I think the ump put the ball in the catcher's mitt. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Lynn. A swing and a high fly ball to center field. Michael Ciani is under it, and that is the first out for Lance Lynn and the Cardinals here in the bottom of the fourth. Now up to bat is Joshua Palacios. He flied out to right his first time up in the second inning. He bats from the left side. He is batting .250 on the season. He has 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Here is the first pitch from Lance Lynn to Palacios. Inside, ball 1, very inside. Palacios just had to sort of move his rear end out of the way, but kept from getting hit with that pitch. Lance Lynn, second pitch to Palacios, swing and a miss, 91 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Lance Lynn has 54 pitches on the season. Coincidentally, he's 5-4 on the season. Next pitch is low. He pulled the string again, 86 mile an hour changeup, a swing and a miss, and it is now the count 1-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth for the Pirates. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Swing down the line. It is going foul. Just foul, it looks like. As I said earlier, Palacio flied out to right in the second inning, his first time up today. Here's the next pitch from Lynn to Palacios. We have one heck of a deodorant duel here. Both players are sweating it out. Here's the pitch. He took something off of it, but it is low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Palacios. Just to let you know, Detroit now is leading Cleveland Middle of the fourth, 2-1. Miami's beating Baltimore 4-2. The pitch in the dirt to Palacios. That makes it a full count with nobody on, 1 out. Tampa Bay has taken the lead in Toronto. They're now in the bottom of the second with 2 out. Tampa Bay leads 1-0. We'll get to the Yankees after this next pitch to Palacios. Full count. Next pitch, swing, he pops it up on the infield. First baseman Goldschmidt calls it and catches it for the second out of the inning. The Yankees in the bottom of the second lead the Mets 1-0. And San Diego and Washington are tied at 0. Milwaukee and Chicago tied at 0. Cincinnati, Atlanta tied at 0. Just like the game so far tonight, tied at 0 between the Cardinals and the Pirates. Bottom of the fourth, there are 2 outs. Lynn pitching his 60th pitch of the night to Triolo, the third baseman, who lined out to left his first time up in the second inning. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch to Triolo. It is called a strike. It was low and inside, just caught the corner, the lower part of the inside corner. It's 0-2 to Triolo, third baseman with Pittsburgh, batting .204 on the season. Nobody on, 2 outs, 0-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Lynn pitches up high and outside. It now will be 1 ball and 2 strikes to third baseman Triolo. You know, Lynn started his career with the Cardinals. He was in the bullpen, then they made him a starter. Here's the next pitch from Lynn. Outside, it will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. He had some very good success. He lost some weight. He got in the great physical condition to be a starter, put in a couple good years. The Cardinals let him go, and he had a phenomenal career. Here's the next pitch. And it's a swing and a miss for Lance Lynn, his second strikeout of the night. Second strikeout of the night for Lynn. And that was his 2,000th career strikeout. So he's really put together a great career, Lance Lynn. Let's look up Mr. Lance Lynn just a little bit here. All right, Lance Lynn stats. He started with St. Louis. He then played for the Twins. I guess he was traded to the Yankees. Played for Texas in 19 and 20. Signed with Chicago in 21-22. 23, he was, and when I say Chicago, the Chicago White Sox. In 2023, he was traded to the LA Dodgers, and the Cardinals signed him this year. Now, just to go over a few things, he was 16 and 11 in 2019 with Texas. He also was 18 and 7 with the Cardinals in 2012 with a 3.78 ERA. Then he was 15 and 10 in both 2013 and 2014. His ERA in 2013 was 3.97, and in 2014 was 2.74. So he put up some really good numbers. Like I said, then he went to the Twins, did not have a great season. He was 7 and 8. He was traded to the Yankees. He went 3 and 2. Then he went to Texas and had that 16 and 1 season. He was 6 and 3 with Texas. I'm assuming he got hurt there without looking into it. He was 11 and 6 with Chicago in 2021, 8 and 7 in 2022, 6 and 9 with Chicago in 2023, but then was 7 and 2 with the Dodgers. His ERA with Chicago was 6.47, and then when he was traded to the Dodgers, it went down 2 points to 4.36. All right, we are at the top of the fifth. Paul Skenes still on the hill. He has 45 pitches so far, and he is pitching to Nolan Arenado of the Cardinals. First pitch is a swing and a pop up. Outfielder going back. It had left the park. Baba Booey. It's gone. Baba Booey Arenado hits a solo home run and makes it 1-0. That is just the 8th home run Paul Skenes has given up this season, and Nolan Arenado takes him deep to left field. I knew when it left the bat, and I'm watching it. I can't see the stadium, but it was right over the plate. It looks like it was 83 miles an hour, and he just got it to go to like the second row of seats. Next batter up is Lars Nootbaar. He takes a strike. It's 0-1 with nobody on. The Cardinals up 1-0 on a home run by Nolan Arenado here in the 5th. All right, Arenado put the Cardinals up. It is 1-1 strike to Lars Nootbaar. Paul Skenes pitching the throw. It is a called strike. It's 1-2 with nobody on, no outs. But the big hit of the inning was Nolan Arenado's home run to left field. Here's Skenes to Nootbaar. The pitch outside, and he swung right through it like a ceiling fan. Didn't hit anything. That is 1 out here. That's the first out in the 5th inning. And that will be bringing up Paul Goldschmidt. Like I said, MVP just a little while ago, a couple seasons ago. Goldschmidt struck out swinging his first time up in the 3rd. We're now in the 5th. It's 1-0 Cardinals. The pitch from Skenes is outside and a little bit low. It was a slider, 85 miles an hour. So it's ball 1 out. Skenes pitches to Goldschmidt. It is a strike right down the middle. It was a slider, 85 miles an hour. 1 strike, 1 out. Goldschmidt up to bat for the Cardinals with superstar Paul Skenes on the hill. Goldschmidt takes a ball. Oh, they called that a strike. It was an outside pitch that was called a strike. It's 1-2 strikes. I don't know if it was the zone on the TV feed I'm watching or not. But next pitch, swing and a miss. So Goldschmidt twice up, twice swinging Ks. And that's the second out of the inning. That brings up Nolan Gorman, who reached on an infield single to second, his first time up in the 3rd inning. And they're showing something. Somebody wanted a ball. Was that a first hit? I don't know what that was. Pitch from Skenes to Michael Ciani is inside ball 1. It's 1-0. I'm sorry. Yeah, Michael Ciani. It's outside ball 2. 2-0 with 2 outs to Nolan Gorman. Skenes has pitched 56 pitches tonight. I would say most of them are strikes. Here comes Skenes again to Ciani. Swinging a foul down the first base side. We'll do it again. It's 2-1 strike. I guess it's not really his mulligan. It's his first strike. 2-1 strike to Michael Ciani of the Cardinals, who's batting .234. The pitch from Skenes. Swinging a foul back. That'll even the count. That was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. The count is 2-2. The Cardinals up, though, this inning on a home run by Nolan Arenado, 1-0. Here is the 2-2 pitch from Paul Skenes to Michael Ciani with 2 outs. And it's way outside. That makes the count 3-2 strikes to Michael Ciani, 2 outs. Skenes has given up 1 run tonight on a home run by Nolan Arenado. I know I keep saying that. I better shut up. Here's the pitch from Skenes. Strike call. Backwards K. Skenes strikes out Ciani. And we move to the bottom of the 5th, but not before the game finally has a number on it. Breaks the 0-0 tie. 1-0 Cardinals. Let's go over some of the other games that are going on right now. Detroit and Cleveland are in the bottom of the fourth. There's 2 outs. It is 2-2. They're tied. Baltimore is at Miami. They're in the bottom of the third with no outs. Miami leads 4-3. San Diego is at Washington in the middle of the 5th inning right now. San Diego leads 2-0. The Mets are at the Yankees, top of the third, 1 out. The Yankees lead 1-0. Tampa Bay is at Toronto, top of the third, 1 out. Tampa Bay leads 1-0. Cincinnati and Atlanta have their delayed start, so they're still 0-0. Philadelphia and Minnesota underway, bottom of the first, nobody out, 0-0. And Milwaukee's at Chicago, but they have a delayed start due to weather. So we have 2 weather delay games, one in Atlanta and one in Chicago for the Cubs. All right. Lance Lynn will be pitching in the 5th inning by all indications. I don't see anything that would take him out of the game. He's pitched 4 innings. He's given up 3 hits. He's walked 1, struck out 2, and his ERA has dropped to 4.22. Paul Skenes has pitched 5 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and his ERA has dipped just a little bit, probably because of the run, to 1.89. Before the game, he had a 1.9 ERA. So we move to the bottom of the 5th, and Lance Lynn still on the hill for the Cardinals. The first pitch against Sawinski is a ball down off the right field wall to Lars Nootbaar. He throws in the second, and it is a sliding double for Zawinski. And Zawinski is 2 for 2 tonight. He had a single to the left in the second, and he doubles to right now in the 5th. So the Pirates have a runner on, and he's in scoring position, and it's Jack Zawinski, who was batting 183 to begin the night. He's at 187, so he has helped himself out. Now, next batter is the catcher, Grandal. He takes a ball low, a sinker, 91 miles an hour. 1-0 the count with a runner at second for Lance Lynn and the Cardinals. The next pitch from Lynn, he checks the runner, he throws, and it is low. Ball 2, 2-0 to Grandal. Grandal's batting 188 on the season, and he singled on an infield single in the 2nd inning. Lynn checks on the runner and throws, swing and a miss, a ball in the dirt, which means they'll be getting a new ball, which means they'll be putting that little sticker on it, authenticating it, and probably selling it in the authentication store at PNC Park. All right. Grandal's still up, 2 balls, 1 strike, runner on second. That's Zawinski. He had a double to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Lynn checks on the runner, and he throws. Swing and a drive to left center. The right fielder gets it. Lars Nootbaar has it and throws in the second. And Zawinski stays at second. But there's 1 out now. This next pitch will be Lance Lynn's 70th pitch of the game. Fairly efficient. He's in the bottom of the 5th inning now. Andrew McCutchen is the batter. He flied out to center in the second, and he grounded out to short in his first at bat in the 1st inning. He's the leadoff hitter. He bats from the right side. Runner on at second, 1 out. Lynn checks on that runner, and he throws. Strike. That will be 0-1 to McCutchen. with 1 out, and Zawinski on at second with that leadoff double. Cardinals hoping to make sure that they don't score any runs with a runner in scoring position. Lynn checks on the runner and throws. Swing and a foul back off to the right. So it's 0-2 to McCutchen. I did not catch how fast that last pitch went. All right. Lynn has the ball now. McCutchen at the plate. Runner on at second. 1 out. The pitch to McCutchen. Outside, ball 1. It's 1-2 to Andrew McCutchen, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded out the short in the first, and he flied out the center in the second. Lynn checks on the runner and throws, and it's a swing and a pop foul to first baseman Goldschmidt. He's under it, just in foul territory, catches it. That is the second out of the inning. McCutchen. That brings up Brian Reynolds, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to right in the first, and he grounded out the third in the third. So Brian Reynolds with a runner on at second. That's Zawinski, the center fielder for the Pirates, who's a whopping 2 for 2 tonight. And Lance Lynn checks on the runner. This will be the first pitch to Reynolds. It's outside and low, 91 sinker, 91 miles an hour. We have 2 outs. Cardinals are up 1-0, bottom of the 5th. We'll be catching up on some scores in between innings. Doesn't look like there's too much movement. I'll play around here to make sure we have the latest. The next pitch from Lynn is low. That makes it ball 2 to Lynn. Yep, not much change, but I'll give those scores again. 1-0. It's 1-0 Cardinals right now. Bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Zawinski get that leadoff double. The Pirates do not want to strand him. It's 2-0 to Brian Reynolds. And the pitch. Ball low. He did not get the call. It was outside of the zone. It's 3-0 to Brian Reynolds, who's probably one of the best hitters for the Pirates, the left fielder. He bats from the left side. Here comes the pitch from Lynn. He checks on the runner and throws. It's outside. He walked him. So it was kind of a, let's see what we can do with first base open, and Reynolds goes to first. So now we have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And this brings up O'Neill Cruz, Pirates shortstop. Now, O'Neill Cruz fouled out to the third baseman in the first, and he did it again in the third. So he's trying to at least not foul out to the third baseman, I guess, on this at bat. This innings with that walk, boy, it makes it look like Lance Lynn's laboring even more. He's got that long hair. He's got that beard. He's really, really sweating at this point. He checks on the runner at second, and he throws. He swings right through it like a ceiling fan. It's 0-1. It was ball low, almost in the dirt, but O'Neill Cruz swung at it. He's batting .251 on the season. All right. Lance Lynn, 79th pitch in the dirt. That'll be ball 1. Runners do not advance. They throw that ball in to get authenticated. More collectibles coming to the city of Pittsburgh at PNC Park. The Pirates, surprisingly, are 25-25 at home, but they have a winning record of 51-49 overall. So they have, up high, the ball gets past the catcher, and everybody advances. We have runners on second and third. The count now is 2-1. The ball, I don't know if he lost control, probably is what happened. It went up high over the catcher Contreras' glove, and all the way back to the backstop, like on the fly. It didn't roll at all. And both runners, Zawinski moves to third. And let's see, Brian Reynolds moves to second. So there's 2 runners in scoring position, which means a single could put the Pirates in front. The pitch to O'Neill Cruz is up high and outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. I get the feeling that they are not pitching to him. They want to work with Nick Gonzalez, the second baseman, but we'll see. That ball was really high and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Lance Lynn throws, and it is a strike. So it'll be 3-2, full count, with 2 on, 2 outs. O'Neill Cruz at the plate, 82 pitches by Lynn. You got to figure that if he gets the out here, he might go 1 more inning into the 6th, and that's probably the 9th for him. But here's the pitch. He steps off. Lance Lynn steps off, collects himself. Those new jerseys do not help these players at all. I mean, you can see the sweat on the front of the jersey. I just can't believe how bad these jerseys are. It makes it look, the pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Contreras, and O'Neill Cruz will walk to first base. So bases will be loaded with 2 outs, and that brings up second baseman Nick Cruz. Now it also looks like the Cardinals, are they making a pitching change? No, it's a mound visit. And they're talking over strategy, obviously, with the bases loaded and 2 outs. You know, at this point, though, 1 single breaks open the game to a certain extent. Lynn was cruising after the leadoff double, but then he walked Brian Reynolds and he just walked O'Neill Cruz. So back-to-back walks, and that brings up Nick Gonzalez, who flied out to center in the first and struck out swinging in the third. So it looks like they want to go with him. He's batting .571, Nick Gonzalez, with the bases loaded. So maybe they didn't do all their studying for this one. That's a pretty good average with the bases loaded at this point. But Nick Cruz is 0 for 2 tonight. He's batting .261 on the season. He struck out in the third, his last at bat against Lance Lynn. Again, 2 outs. Cardinals up 1-0. And the pitch. Swing and a foul up to the right, and Gonzalez sort of throws his bat, not meaningful as he swings. He loses control of the bat. He doesn't throw the bat. It gets out of his hand, so he's going to put a little more pine tar on that. It just slips out of his hand and actually hits the near the on-deck circle of the Pirates. So he's putting a little more sticky stuff on that so it doesn't happen again, and I don't blame him, especially if that's like one of your favorite bats or something. So, all right. He steps in, Lance Lynn, ready to pitch here. This is a deodorant duel, baby. Both sides are sweating at this point. Will they break it open? Will Lance Lynn get this out? Here's the pitch. Outside, and the catcher for the Cardinals, Contreras, had to go way to his right to stop that ball. It was 90 miles an hour. Wasn't super fast, but it was good. Nick Gonzalez for the Pirates, as I said, batting .261, 5 home runs, 38 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Lynn. 2 outs, bases loaded. It is a little tapper in front of the plate. Catcher gets it and throws a Goldschmidt, and he gets him at first. So they strand 3 through 5 innings. The Cardinals lead 1-0. Paul Skenes, I'm assuming, will be out in the 6th inning for more. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. We have some change. First, get the easy ones out of the way. Cincinnati at Atlanta, delayed start. Milwaukee at Chicago Cubs, delayed start. Philadelphia at Minnesota, 0-0. All right. Detroit at Cleveland, bottom of the fifth, 0 out. They're tied 2-2. Baltimore at Miami, end of the third. Miami scored a little bit more. Miami leads 6-3. San Diego at Washington, middle of the sixth. San Diego leads 3-0. In the top of the fourth with 1 out, the Mets are losing 1-0 against the Yankees. Tampa Bay holding on to that 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third against Toronto, or at Toronto. All right, and we have other games coming up in just a little bit. In a couple minutes, Chicago at Texas. And then in about 7 minutes, Arizona at Kansas City. And then in about 35 minutes, we have Boston at Colorado. And then later games, Houston at Oakland, the LA Angels at Seattle, and San Francisco, that big time rivalry. San Francisco plays LA, the LA Dodgers, at 9:10 Eastern time. The Dodgers 60-41, San Francisco 48-53. So they're not really playing for anything other than bragging rights, especially from city to city. This one, Cardinals have the lead on Arenado's home run, 1-0. Pittsburgh did have a lot of pressure, bases loaded, 2 outs, a little dribbler in front of Contreras with 2 outs. He throws the first and gets the final out of the inning. Okay, Michael Ciani up. Wait a minute. Yeah, Michael Ciani. Oh, boy. Okay. Michael Ciani is up. It is strike 1 called. No balls, 1 strike, nobody on. Skenes has 61 pitches on the night. He throws. It looks to be just a little outside, although it looks like on this TV monitor that it hit the zone. But it's 1 ball, 1 strike in the top of the 6th. Paul Skenes still on the hill for the Pirates. Pitch 63 from Skenes is a swing and a tapper to second base. He throws on to Rowdy Tellez, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. So pretty much Skenes being efficient, as you would expect. And that brings up Mason Wynn, the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, although once the game starts, it doesn't matter. He's batting from the right side. He's batting .234 with 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Here's the first pitch from Skenes. It is a strike, a 4-seamer, 98 miles per hour. So he's putting up some good numbers still here in the 6th inning, kind of mowing down a lot of the folks. Here's the pitch from Skenes to Wynn. Outside. Nope, they call it a strike. It must have hit through the zone. So it is... Well, I'm confused now. I thought the ump called it a strike. It looks like it's 1-1. So, okay, it's 1-1. It was outside the zone. 1-1 to Mason Wynn. Again, I don't have the sound on the game. It's up high, little outside, 2-1 with 1 out in the top of the 6th to the Cardinals shortstop, Mason Wynn, who's batting .282 on the season, and he's 0 for 2 tonight. He swings and it goes down. Shortstop gets it, throws the first, just gets him by a half a step. And so that's the second out of the top of the 6th inning. Skenes has pitched 67 times tonight. He's very efficient with everything. Zoe Geyser says, yay. I don't know what that was about, but we'll see. But top of the 6th, and we have Alec Burleson, the DH for the Cardinals, up at the plate. The pitch, swinging a pop foul. So Burleson will get set again. He just gets a piece of it, but it goes foul. Burleson grounded out to shortstop in the 1st, flied out to left in the 4th. Here's the next pitch from Skenes. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a 93 mile an hour sinker from Skenes to Burleson. Skenes now, this will be his 70th pitch of the game. From Skenes to Burleson, here it is. It just catches the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alec Burleson, who's batting .292 with 18 homers and 59 RBIs. He's the DH tonight. Next pitch from Skenes. Pop up into short center field, and the shortstop O'Neill Cruz grabs it, and that ends the inning. It's the middle of the 6th here in Pittsburgh, and the Cardinals lead 1-0. Let's check the scoreboard. Let's get the delayed starts out of the way. They're still delayed in Atlanta and Chicago Cubs. Ball game just started. 2 ball games just started. Arizona at Kansas City and Chicago White Sox at Texas. There's no score. There's also no score. Philadelphia is at Minnesota 0-0. Tampa Bay leads 1-0 in the top of the 4th. The Mets are losing to the New York Yankees 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th in the Bronx. San Diego up 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. And in the middle of the 4th, Baltimore is losing 6-3 to the home team, Miami Marlins. And finally, a game we keep reporting on, in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, Cleveland is up 3-2. The next games to start will be in about 30 minutes, and that's Boston at Colorado. Boston is 53-46, hoping probably for a wild card berth because Baltimore is just a superior team, and the Yankees are as well this year, against a lowly Colorado team that's only 37-64. So Boston's at Colorado not having a very good season. And an hour from that game, Houston plays at Oakland. Houston's 52-48. They lead the AL Central. Oakland is 40-62. And if you watch any of my live streams, you'll know that Oakland, for whatever reason, has the highest priced hot dogs in Major League Baseball at like $8.30. I don't know why that is. Maybe the tickets there are so cheap that they increase the prices. But we will have Paul Skenes out here. Oh, so he said yay about the home run. All right, good to know. All right. We have a new pitcher for the Cardinals now. Let me get his information. It is John King. He has a 2.61 ERA. His Ks to innings pitch is just below 7. He's pitching to first baseman Rowdy Tellez. Let me just, oh boy. Tellez walked in the 2nd, flied to center in the 4th, and he swings and misses and strikes out. So that is the first out in the bottom of the 6th for John King. So Lynn could be the winner. He cannot be the loser. Skenes at this point can be the loser. John King pitching against Joshua Palacios. It's outside, ball 1, a sinker, 92 miles an hour. Palacios flied out to right in the 2nd and popped out the 1st in the 4th. Here's the pitch. King steps off. Right, King gets set, and he steps off again. I don't know what's going on because he violated the time. So pitch violation, that's a ball. So it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, that was a pitch timer violation. So fun times here at the old ballpark. Never thought I'd see a violation in time in a baseball game, but ball low to Palacios. It's 3 balls and no strikes. We are in the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals lead 1-0 on a fifth inning home run by Nolan Arenado. Here's the pitch from King. It is a strike right down the middle. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to Joshua Palacios, the right fielder for Pittsburgh. And as I said, Palacios is 0-2 tonight. He takes what looks to be a second strike. So now the count has run full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, with the 1 violation during this at-bat from King. He took too much time. Third baseman Triolo is on deck, Jared Triolo. But here's the full count pitch to Palacios. He swings and fouls it back. He'll do it again. There's his mulligan. We have 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Palacio up. He popped out at his first time up. Here's the pitch from King. Full count on Palacios. It's a little nibbler to second base. He throws on to Goldschmidt and out. So that will be the second out. Palacios the second out of the inning. That brings up third baseman Jared Triolo. Now, Triolo lined out to left in the second and struck out swinging in the 4th. So he's 0 for 2 tonight. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Cardinals leading 1-0. It looks like someone in their pen is somewhat getting ready. Here's the pitch. It is a strike, 94-mile-an-hour sinker from John King to Triolo, the third baseman, who is batting .202 on the season. Triolo, or King sets, throws inside to Triolo. I was calling King Triolo. I was having a moment there. I apologize. Okay, Triolo set here. King to pitch. Swings and right to the third baseman Arenado. He throws the Goldschmidt, and that will do it. 6th innings over. That was the 3rd out. We move to the top of the 7th, and we'll be seeing more of Paul Skenes. Let's check those scores while we're at it. Right. Delayed start still in Chicago, still in Atlanta. Top of the 1st, Arizona at Kansas City, 0-0. Bottom of the 1st, Chicago White Sox at Texas, 0-0. Top of the 3rd, Philadelphia at Minnesota, 0-0. Tampa Bay still up 1-0 over Toronto. New York Yankees still 1-0 over their rivals, the New York Mets. San Diego playing at Washington, still up 3-0. And in the bottom of the 4th, Miami up 6-3. And Cleveland beating Detroit 3-2 in the top of the 6th. Let me make sure that I have all the latest scores. Looks like I do. Let me just double check that. All right. I guess I can make this all the way across, right? Yeah. Why not? Wish I could make these a little bit bigger. All right. So next time I'm going to do this on the shorts update videos, but no big deal. You learn as you go along, you know? All right. We move to the top of the 7th, where it looks like Wilson Contreras will be the first batter up. He struck out swinging in the 1st. He grounded out the shortstop in the 4th, and now he'll be batting in the 7th. Paul Skenes, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts. Now, last time he played the Cardinals, he pitched 6 1/3 inning. Here's the first pitch from Skenes, and it is a ground ball to the pitcher, and Contreras is out immediately. He throws on to Tellez. So right back to Skenes. He handles it nicely and throws it on to first. So the Cardinals are helping this young pitcher out by swinging at the first pitch and making it out. They're making it really efficient for the Cardinals. Brendan Donovan up now. He's batting 270, and he's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch is a strike, a 94-mile-an-hour sinker. Donovan grounded out to second and lined out to center. He lined out to center in the 4th inning. He takes a half swing. They call it a strike. He's in the hole, 0-2, Brendan Donovan. He looked kind of foolish on that play. Half swing, wasn't even close. And it was an inside pitch that would have probably been easily a ball. So it's 0-2, 1 out, nobody on for Brendan Donovan. Skenes still pitching for the Pirates. He throws, and it is a foul ball off down into the stands, down the third base side. Brendan Donovan grounded out in the 2nd, lined out to center in the 4th. And it's 0-2 to him right now. Here's the pitch. He swings, and it's a pop-up to short center fielder Jack Zawinski, who's 2 for 2 tonight, is under it and makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Now, this brings up Nolan Arenado, who 2 innings ago broke the 0-0 tie with a solo home run to obviously make it 1-0 right now. And that's where the score stands. So nobody on, 2 outs to Nolan Arenado, the Cardinals' 3rd baseman, from Skenes to Arenado, and it just catches the low outside corner, and it's 0-1 with 2 outs to Arenado. Skenes has thrown 77 pitches. Here's the pitch. Arenado sticks his bat out. It's another short little pop fly to center. Jack Zawinski makes the 3rd out of the inning. And we move to the bottom of the 7th. All right, let's go back to some of those scores. What do we have? All right, hopefully you can see all these. Cleveland still up against Detroit 3-2. Miami still up 6-3 against Baltimore. San Diego 3-0 over Washington. Yankees still lead the Mets. Toronto 1-0 over Tampa Bay, 1-0 over Toronto. We still have delayed starts for the Cubs in Chicago and for the Braves in Atlanta. Arizona in Kansas City is up 1-0. It's the top of the 1st with 2 outs. So that game looks like it is getting a little exciting. Let's see if we can just look in and what's going on here. Looks like we have runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Gabriel Moreno is batting against Alec Marsh on that game. And like I said, it's 1-0. Arizona beating Kansas City. Arizona has 2 hits. All right. So a long first half inning there in Kansas City for the Diamondbacks. I'll keep that up for now. And I'll go over here to the Yankees, see what's going on in the Yankees game. Jeff McNeil is batting. He's 0 for 1. The pitcher is Luis Gil for the Yankees. So McNeil batting left against Gil, or Gil, I guess it would be, or Gil. But it's 1-0. The Yankees have 1 run on 3 hits. The Mets have no runs on 1 hit. All right, John King's still on the hill for the Cardinals. And he is, he's going against pinch hitter Joe. What is Joe's first name? They don't tell me. Say it ain't so, Joe. Full player profile. Here we go. Connor Joe, who's a first baseman, but right now he's a pinch hitter, 6 foot, 205, from San Diego, California. He hits it Down the line and foul. All right. John King still on the hill. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Joe. He gets it between the shortstop and third baseman. Left fielder Brendan Donovan fields it, so it's a single for the pinch hitting Connor Joe. So good choice by Pittsburgh to put in a pinch hitter at that point. He gets the hit. Runner on at first, nobody out. That's what you want right here. You want those runners. Maybe they can move them over. Maybe he can steal a base. I'm guessing he might be able to steal a base, and it looks like that will be it for John King. Manager Marmel for the Cardinals comes out to take the ball from John King. We have a new reliever coming in for the Cardinals. Let's see, is anything? Oh, here we go. Texas up. Were they up before? Texas up 2-0 on 3 hits, 2 runs. They're up 2-0 in the top of the second. What is going on? The Arizona up 3-0. The middle of the first on 3 hits. And the Yankees still leading the Mets. And Luis Gil, would that be it? I am not always the best with certain last names, or almost any last name really, that I don't recognize. I say Gil. It's got to be one of those, but unfortunately, I don't know which one it is, so I apologize. All right. Still 2 delayed starts. Still no score between Philadelphia and Minnesota. Phillies at Minnesota in that game. Tampa Bay at Toronto. Tampa Bay leads 1-0. Bottom of the 4th. San Diego at Washington. Top of the 8th. San Diego leads 3-0. Top of the 5th in Miami. Baltimore losing 6-3. And Cleveland is hanging on to that 3-2 lead. It's into the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. The new pitcher for the Cardinals is Kittredge. I should know all these first names, but I don't. He throws a 94-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. It's Craig Kittredge, right? Andrew Kittredge. Boy, what am I thinking? Andrew Kittredge, who wears 27, Lonnie Smith's old number from the early 80s. The throw, one back to the pitcher. He throws the second, throws the first, double play. So Kittredge comes in and helps himself out. Gets the ball, throws to Mason Wynn, I believe, who throws on to Goldschmidt and makes it the double play. Wynn was playing just a little bit left of second base, so he easily covered the bag and easily throws out at first. All right. Now we have Andrew McCutchen, the leadoff hitter. Andrew McCutchen in the first grounded out. In the second, he flied out, and in the 5th, he fouled out to first. Here's the pitch from Kittredge. It is a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. That was 95 miles an hour. Kittredge has 4 pitches. McCutchen, we're in the collar tonight, as someone once said. 0-3. That was way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike for Andrew McCutchen from Andrew Kittredge, the pitcher for the Cardinals, right-handed pitcher. Nope, nobody on, 2 outs, 2-1 count to McCutchen. Outside, he doesn't go for it. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. That was a 95-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. McCutchen batting .229, 13 homers, and 26 RBIs. So I guess as a leadoff hitter, you don't get as many RBIs. Here's the pitch. It is a foul ball down the first base line. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 7th inning. On deck is Brian Reynolds, who is 1 for 2 tonight with a single, a walk, and a ground out to third. McCutchen waiting. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That will end the 7th here in Pittsburgh. The Cardinals leading by just a fingernail, 1-0 on a home run by Nolan Arenado. Now the Cardinals play tomorrow night against the Pirates. And the Pirates and Cardinals are 2-3 in the National League Central Division. Cardinals right now in second place. Pirates in third, but just by, a half game or something. So it's going to be a tight finish from here on out. Let's go back to some other scores. Anything changed? Yes, they have. Cleveland now up 4-2 in the bottom of now 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th against Detroit. Miami still leads Baltimore 6-3. They're in the top or the middle of the 5th. In the top of the 8th, San Diego leads Washington 3-0. In the top of the 5th, the Yankees still lead the Mets 1-0. Tampa Bay still over Toronto 1-0 at the end of 4 in Toronto. 0-0 Philly at Minnesota. Bottom of the 3rd, 1 out. 0-0 there. Texas leading in the middle of the 2nd. They're in Texas against the Chicago White Sox. And Arizona. Okay. It's the bottom of the 1st. It's 3-0 Arizona over Kansas City in the bottom of the 1st. Nobody out. Bobby Witt Jr. batting. So that'll be one. That'll be a fun one to watch. There is a runner on at second base right now. Or, I'm sorry, his number's 2. There's a runner on at first base for Bobby Witt Jr., who is fast becoming one of the best players in baseball, or one of the most fun, at least, to watch. Although he plays in Kansas City, where he probably doesn't get the media attention that he would if he was on one of the coasts. That's not me being bitter. That's just me being factual. All right, Skenes comes out for the top of the 8th, and it's a strike to Lars Nootbaar. It's 0-1 to Nootbaar. Nootbaar pops it up foul right behind him. Nootbaar is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out swinging in the 5th. He grounded out the 1st and the 2nd. And he is batting down 0-2 in the count here in the 8th. Here's the pitch from Skenes. Swing and a miss. Nootbaar not hitting anything. He is the ceiling fan tonight. Swing and a miss. He struck out swinging in the 5th, strikes out swinging in the 8th. He is right now leading in our ceiling fan of the game award. All right. Paul Skenes now in the 8th. 1 out, nobody on. And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt, who's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging. Well, I guess they're tied. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. He struck out swinging in the 5th. So Nootbaar and Goldschmidt together have 4 strikeouts. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Paul Goldschmidt here in the top of the 8th. I wonder if the Pirates will keep Skenes in for a complete game. We'll see. Skenes pitching up high, but Goldschmidt swings. It was out of the strike zone. 98 mile an hour, 4-seam fastball, and Goldschmidt swings and misses like he's been doing tonight a lot. Here's the next pitch. 1-2 outside. That evens the count at 2-2. Goldschmidt Struck out swinging in the third, struck out swinging in the fifth. The count is 2-2 from Paul Skenes to Paul Goldschmidt. The pitch, swinging a pop out of play to the right from Goldschmidt. We're in the top of the eighth. The Cardinals lead 1-0. There's one out. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paul Goldschmidt, who's already struck out twice in this game. Here's the pitch from Skenes. Swing and a miss. And Goldschmidt strikes out a third time tonight. Skenes has 8 Ks, and 5 of them are between Nootbaar and Goldschmidt combined. They take up 5 of those 8 Ks. Skenes has pitched 7 2/3 innings so far and only given up 1 earned run. At the plate now is Nolan Gorman. He swings and fouls it back. Gorman reached on an infield single to second in the third and struck out looking in the fifth. He's batting .207. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Skenes is set, and here is the pitch to Gorman. It is in the dirt. They throw it away. Another collectible made. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cardinals leading 1-0 in the top of the 8th inning. Paul Skenes still pitching. Here's the pitch. Swinging another foul back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nolan Gorman. Here it is. Two strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Foul ball, or no, ball to left field, and Brian Reynolds is under it, catches it for the 3rd out. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th. And I got to tell you, we're moving to the bottom of the 8th. Paul Skenes is just putting up some ridiculous numbers. He's pitched 8 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 earned run. He has 8 Ks. And his ERA has now dipped, even with the 1 earned run, to 1.82. Now, let's see. Brian Reynolds will be due up for Pittsburgh, who is their best hitter. He's batting .289. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in the first. He grounded out to third in the third, and he walked in the 5th. So he's 1 for 2 tonight. What you don't want to do in these late innings is put that first runner on board. So the Cardinals will be doing whatever they can to make sure he does not make it to first. Okay, I am checking the scores right now. Arizona at Kansas City at the end of the first is up 3-1. So Kansas City scored once. Tampa Bay, I think, just got 2 more runs. Let's see. Yeah, got 2 more runs. So they're up 3-0 in Toronto. Texas still leading in Texas against the White Sox, 2-0. Philadelphia at Minnesota, still no score. The Mets have tied it up in the Bronx. It's now the bottom of the 5th, and it's 1-1. That game's going to be fun to watch. Cleveland opening up a bigger lead. Top of the 7th in Cleveland. They lead the Tigers 5-2. And Miami in the bottom of the 5th leads Baltimore 6-3. All right, for the Cardinals, it's Jojo Romero, left-hander, pitching for them, bottom of the 8th. Brian Reynolds, now from the right side of the plate. Here we go. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. That was an 87 mile an hour slider that was inside to Brian Reynolds, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Okay. Romero is set, and here's the pitch. Low, ball 2, 2-1, 85-mile-an-hour slider is low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Brian Reynolds. Here's the pitch from Romero. It is called a strike, but it says it was just a little out of the zone. But who knows? It could have caught something in the zone because the zone is also above. It's just not frontal. It's a box. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's not just a piece of paper that the ball goes through. So it probably caught some part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on. Brian Reynolds up. Cardinals leading 1-0, bottom of the 8th. He throws it outside, 87-mile-an-hour changeup. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, this is where I have to say you don't want to put that lead runner on. You do not want to do that in these late innings with just a 1-run lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a chopper to the shortstop. He throws and just gets him. He pulled Goldschmidt off the bag a little bit, but I think Goldschmidt was able to keep his right foot on. Might have dug the ball out of the dirt, Goldschmidt, or it was a low throw from Wynn. Wynn gets it, fields it, and it's just a low throw that pulls the momentum of Goldschmidt to the right, but he's able to keep his right foot on the bag long enough to get the out. And now we have O'Neill Cruz up, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He fouled out to third in the first. He fouled out to third in the third, and then he walked in the 5th. So he did something different than fouling out to the third baseman. Here's the pitch from Romero to Cruz. Swing and a miss. It's no balls and 2 strikes to O'Neill Cruz, who's batting .253 on the season. Romero throws. It's a pop fly to short center field. On the run is Skenes, and the ball drops right in front of him. Wynn gets it, throws the second, and it is a sliding double because the ball just got past Skenes as he was going in, running in for it. So O'Neill Cruz makes it to second on what is being called, infield single to shortstop, Cruz to second. So would it be, if you were scoring this, would it be a single and then he stole the base, or he just advances? I don't remember. It's been a while since I had to keep score like that. So 1 out, 1 on at second. We have a ball that goes through the middle, and it's going to score. O'Neill Cruz. Nick Gonzalez ties up the ball game with a single up the middle, and O'Neill Cruz easily, pardon the pun, cruises in to make it 1-1. So now my guess is the Pirates will definitely keep, well, I shouldn't say definitely until they get a lead here. Right now, Paul Skenes might be coming out for the 9th inning. Let me think about it. If they were losing, he wouldn't be. If they were winning, he wouldn't be. But with the lead, they want him to probably get the win. So looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. And it looks like Romero is coming out of this game. So will Hayes stay in as the pinch hitter as Romero exits? We shall see. But Pittsburgh had on coming to the plate Ke'Bryan Hayes, who's usually a third baseman, to pinch hit. He's batting .241 on the season with 3 home runs and 21 RBIs. Let me just tell you this, okay? As we're in at the bottom of the 8th, I was going to call this game. I had always planned to call this game as long as Paul Skenes was batting, or I'm sorry, as long as Paul Skenes was pitching. But now that he may or may not go to the ninth, it looks like I'm going to have to call almost the entire game. And there's a part of me that wasn't expecting this, but maybe it's a happy surprise. So we shall see. But let's check out those scoreboards and see if anything has changed while we wait for this pitching change for the Cardinals, as now it's 1-1 with one out in the bottom of the eighth and a runner on at second. Cleveland up 5-3 in Cleveland. It's the top of the seventh. San Diego now up 4-0 against Washington. It's the bottom of the eighth in Washington. I don't think anything else. The Mets and the Yankees are still tied. It's the end of the fifth. The new pitcher for the Cardinals is Ryan Fernandez, who's a 2.17 ERA, and he's given up 3 home runs. He's pitched in 45 and 2/3 innings. Now, for some reason, all of the graphics show that the runner's on at first. On like ESPN, which I'm looking at, and even on the television screen. But I thought that O'Neal Cruz made it to second on a slide. So I am a little confused. They're saying that he's on at first. I don't know. I really don't know what that was about. I don't know why he's at first. I will try to get to the bottom of this. I apologize for that. I don't have the sound on. Maybe I'll have to keep the sound on, but I didn't want to do that to replicate exactly what the people who were calling the game said. So it's 1 out. It's no balls and 1 strike to Ke'Bryan Hayes. It goes to the shortstop, on to Goldschmidt for a double play. So from Wynn to Gorman to Goldschmidt for the double play that ends the inning. And there's something with him going to second base. I thought that he went to second base, but there must have been a reason that he wasn't. I don't know. I'm very confused by that. All right. Let me see if I can find out what happened there at second base. I don't think much has changed on the scores. Let's go here, play-by-play. Reynolds grounded out the shortstop. Cruz doubled to short. Cruz doubled to short. I'm very confused why Cruz was back at first base, because even on the ESPN site, it says Cruz doubled to shortstop. But then they were able to get the double play, and it wasn't a catch. It was a ground ball. Hayes grounded into double play, shortstop to second to first. Yeah, he didn't catch the ball. Why was he on at first? I don't understand that play. Well, now's the time I wish I had. Now's the time I wish I had the sound on in the game, but I'm not going to do that. So, all right. Let's see where we're at with everything right now. Box score. Hello. Boom, boom, boom. Are they explaining this, or is no one going to explain it? Or Skenes comes out for the ninth. Gets a big ovation from the crowd, of course. So I guess they're trying to get him to win tonight. The first batter will be Michael Ciani. Paul Skenes here in the ninth inning. First pitch is outside, 98-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, so he's still putting up pretty good numbers. He's pitched 8 innings, given up 1 run on 2 hits. Strike. curveball, 83 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike, top of the ninth. Paul Skenes trying for a complete game, but right now they're not leading, so he still can't get the win. And that is strike 2. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Siani's batting .233. He has 2 homers and 14 RBIs. This ball game in the top of the ninth is tied 1-1. Paul Skenes has gone the whole way, and Siani fouls it off, out of play, down the third base side. Skenes now 95 pitches. I wonder if they'll cut him off at 100 or if they'll let him get maybe a little over that. I don't know. It's crazy these days. They don't really let people play. Skenes pitching and fouls it off the catcher's mask. All right. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the ninth. Michael Siani for the Cardinals at the plate. The ball game is tied. The Pirates just tied it in the bottom of the 8th, 1-1. Skenes throws. It is a swing, and it's down the line, third baseline. Brian Reynolds gets it, throws a second, and he is out. Siani is out at second with Nick Gonzalez making the tag. Siani is saying, I believe, that he got in under the tag. So are we looking at a challenge here? Again, I don't have the sound on the TV because I don't want to say what they have to say. Siani, we're looking at the replay, gets in, and then he's tagged. So he is indeed safe. The umpire calls him out on the field, but he is safe. Call on the field, out at second. But he will be safe if it is being challenged by the Cardinals. So it would be a leadoff double down the third baseline to Brian Reynolds, who was playing left field. He throws it in. It was a good throw. The tag was just a little too late and not low enough because Siani got in just under that tag. All right, this should be interesting. The call on the field, he is safe, it looks like. Call is overturned. He is on at second. It is a double. That brings up Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 3, batting .282 on the season. In the 6th, he grounded out the shortstop. In the 3rd, he grounded into fielder's choice to 3rd. And in the 1st, he grounded out the 2nd. So he's made contact on Skene. He just has not reached base safely. Here we go. He's looking to bunt. It's low and outside. That's ball 1. That was a 4-seam fastball, but it was low and outside at 99 miles per hour. So he's still bringing heat. This is his 99th pitch of the game, that Paul Skenes, that is. It's a bunt, and it goes back behind home plate up in the air. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the top of the 9th. There is a runner on at second. Mason Wynn is batting. He's had 2 sacrifice bunts this season. Paul Skenes still pitching into 9th inning. This is pitch 100. He bunts, and he bunts it foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So he's not doing himself any favors, Mason Wynn that is, of bunting. All right. So Wynn will probably be swinging. Those bunts did not look very good. The Cardinals have a runner on at third. That's runner on at second. Wynn chops it down to second and is thrown out at first. But Siani moves down to third base. So Wynn does what he needs to do. He moves the runner over. Doesn't do it with the bunt. He does it with a right side of the infield fielder's choice that went to Nick Gonzalez, who threw to Rowdy Tellez. All right. If you want anybody up at the plate for the Cardinals right now, you'd want Alec Burleson, and that is indeed who is up at the plate. Now, you got to be thinking Paul Skenes has thrown 101 pitches. There are 2 folks up. two pitchers up in the bullpen for the Pirates, so they're probably wasting a little bit of time to make sure those guys are ready. And we'll see what Burleson can do here. And then you got to think that if Burleson reaches safely somehow, Skenes might be taken out of the game. He's pitched 101 pitches. He has 8 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 earned run, an 8 1/3 inning. Here's the pitch from Skenes to Burleson. It's low, but he hits it foul, sort of back behind the plate. So it's 0-1 to Alec Burleson. Skenes in the 9th here, going in the 9th for Pittsburgh, a 1-1 game. I know Pittsburgh wants to get the win for him, wants to hold him down and score in the 9th. Burleson, another foul back. It's 0-2 to Alec Burleson. Skenes pitching in the 9th. 0-2 count to Alec Burleson. Burleson batting .293. He has Michael Ciani on at third. Here's the pitch, 0-2 the count from Skenes. Here's a hit over the second baseman to right field. And it now is 2-1 Cardinals. Joshua Palacios gets the ball, throws it in, but Michael Ciani had already scored for the Cardinals, and they make it 2-1. And ironically or not, that was the score of last night's game. Alec Burleson does it again right over the second baseman who was playing in to get the out at home if Ciani was running it all. So Burleson singles to right, Ciani scores, and he gets an RBI. Skenes now pulled from the game. And I guess what I'm going to do is call the game for a little bit more, but primarily I was doing this for Paul Skenes, so we'll see. I had no idea that he would pitch 8 1/3 innings. He has been taken out, so he cannot be the winner. He could be the loser, but the Pirates would have to at least tie it up. All right, let's just go over some scores. Detroit's at Cleveland. It's the top of the 8th. They're losing to Cleveland 5-4. Baltimore is in Miami. Miami is leading at the end of 6-3. San Diego is at Washington. They're in the bottom of the 9th. And San Diego's up 4-0. The New York Mets are now up in the middle of the 6th, 3-1 on the Yankees. Tampa Bay is up 3-0 in Toronto against the Blue Jays. They're in the middle of the 6th. In the bottom of the 5th with 1 out, Philadelphia and Minnesota are tied at 0. Chicago White Sox at Texas in the bottom of the 3rd, Texas leading 2-1. Arizona's up 3-1, top of the 3rd in Kansas City. Boston's up 3-0, bottom of the 1st in Colorado. We have a delayed start still in Chicago, and it looks like the Cincinnati at Atlanta game has been postponed until probably tomorrow. They'll play a doubleheader. All right, so we're going to give you right now, well, I don't want to give you that. We're going to give you on screen the Cleveland playing Detroit in Cleveland. It's top of the 8th and Carmen Ledzinski comes in for the Pirates to pitch against the Cardinals in the top of the 9th. Dylan Carlson is pinch running, and he's on at first. Swing and a miss for Wilson Contreras, who's 0 for 3 tonight. The next pitch from Ledzinski, outside, 97 mile an hour, 4-seam fastball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A runner on first. That's the pinch hitter now, Dylan Carlson pinch running. I said pinch hitting. Pinch running for Alec Burleson. The pitch. Lazinski pitches to Contreras, who fouls it sort of back down the third base side. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Contreras is 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out, he grounded out, and he bats in the 9th. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes now. A 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, that missed. They're putting up on screen here 1-run games. Cardinals are 18-14. Pirates are 18-15. Cardinals want to make it 18-16, and the Pirates want to make it 19-15. All right, Contreras up to bat. It's a full count. Runner on at first. 1 out. We're here in the top of the 9th. Lazinski pitching to Contreras. Here it is. Swing and a miss. A 97 mile an hour 4-seam fastball got Contreras. And Lazinski comes on, and he's looking good. He is looking good right now. Cardinals are up, though, in the top of the 9th, 2-1. Runner still on at first. 2 outs. Nolan Gorman is up. Or Brendan Donovan. Geez. Brendan Donovan. All these guys look alike to me, too. Brendan Donovan's up. He's 0 for 4. He's flied out, lined out. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out, lined out, flied out. He bats in the 9th. He swings, and it pops up. Is it going out of play? The catcher's, it's out of play behind home plate. So it'll be 0-1 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th for Brendan Donovan, who's batting .269 on the season. Lazinski checks the runner, looks at Donovan, looks in, and he is ready to pitch. Here's the pitch to Donovan. It's a swing, and to the second baseman, Gonzalez. He throws the Tellez, and that'll do it for the top of the 9th. The Cardinals sending in Helsley to close it out here in the 9th. He slowly walks on as the TV moves away from the game and into commercials. What do we have here? We got any scores to report? Anything change? It's still marked a delayed start in Chicago between the Cubs and Milwaukee. Cleveland's up 5-4 in the top of the 8th in Cleveland. Miami up still 6-3, middle of the 7th in Miami. San Diego up 4-0, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. So it looks like San Diego might get the W there. The New York Mets up 3-1 against their city counterparts, the Yankees. It's bottom of the 6th, 0 out. Tampa Bay beating Toronto now 3-2. Bottom of the 6th, nobody out. I'm going to put that up on the board. Toronto gets 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to make it 3-2. They have 6 hits on the night. Still no score between Philadelphia and Minnesota. Top of the 4th, Texas leading Chicago 2-1 in Texas. Arizona's at Kansas City, and Arizona's winning 3-1. Boston's in Colorado in the top of the 2nd, and they're leading 3-0. So, Helsley on for the Cardinals. I'm just going to finish out this game, I think. I don't know if I'll have much of a voice. Yes, his chain is in his mouth. His chain is always in his mouth. All right. Ryan Helsley for the Cardinals, the all-star, the lone all-star for the Cardinals. 32 saves and 34 opportunities. He's had 19 pitches the last 3 days. Big right-hander for the Cardinals. Trying to close it out 2-1. And actually, it would be the first loss of Skenes' career. Helsley to Palacios. He's strike one. Curveball, 83 miles an hour. We're in the bottom of the ninth. It's 0-1 to Palacios, the right fielder. Ball in the dirt. Another collectible. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. To Joshua Palacios, Pirates right fielder. Palacios batting .233. He is 0 for 3 on the night. And here's the next pitch. Swing and a little foul off the catcher. Another collectible. It hit the dirt. Palacios flied out to right in the second, popped out the first and the fourth, grounded out the second and the sixth. And he is batting, and he's the leadoff hitter here in the ninth. Nobody out, nobody on. 1-2 to Palacios. The pitch, swing and a miss. Helsley strikes him out. That's the first out in the bottom of the ninth. Helsley so far doing his job. Cardinals have 2 runs, and they have an RBI from Alec Burleson in the ninth, and a home run, an RBI, for Nolan Arenado in the fifth. All right. Triola, the third baseman for the Pirates, is up, and that is a slider. It's a ball. 1-0 the count to Triola. He is 0 for 3 on the night. He lined out to left in the second. That's a swing and a miss. Ceiling fan time. Didn't hit anything. 1 ball, 1 strike. Triola struck out swinging in the fourth. He grounded out the third in the sixth. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. He fouls it down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Triola. Triola batting .202 on the year, and Zawinski is batting next. He's 2 for 2 on the night, but he bats .187 on the season. Here's the pitch from Helsley. Swing and a miss. That is the second out for Helsley and the second strikeout for Helsley. So the Cardinals looking for 1 more out. The Pirates hoping to get something going with Jack Zawinski, who's 2 for 2 on the night. Or no, this is Connor Joe. I apologize. Connor Joe. I don't have a scorebook. This is Connor Joe. Swing and a miss. I'm sorry. It's Connor Joe. Connor Joe singled to left in the 7th. But Connor Joe replaced Zawinski, who was 2 for 2 tonight. So I'm not sure of what they're doing, why they're doing it, the Pirates. But here's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball. Well, he called it a strike. Okay. See, I'm not listening to the game. I'm just watching where the ball ends up in the zone on TV. It's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Cardinals leading 2-1 against the Pirates. Skenes went 8 1/3 innings, and he, if the score stands, will pick up his first loss of the season. In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Connor Joe. Helsley looking for that 3rd strikeout of this inning. Cardinals don't have any margin here, up just 2-1. Connor Joe batting. Here's the pitch. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Connor Joe successfully singled to left in the 7th. He was a pinch hitter for Jack Zawinski, who actually was 2 for 2, doing pretty well tonight. Here's the pitch from Helsley. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. And there it is. Looking good, looking good. The Cardinals win it 2-1. They give Paul Skenes his first loss of his career. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Maybe it's a trivia question in 10 years. Who knows? I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you watched the show tonight. Looking forward to doing more like this. And maybe some other things. But we'll be back on Thursday night for probably more of a regular show, but wanted to do something with Paul Skenes pitching tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great week. I'll talk to you again on Thursday.